what kind of lawyer do I need for a will? Now, I've got a will, and most folks should have one, especially folks my age. You need a will, and I didn't have any problems finding someone to help me with that. What's your guidance on that?
I would say, I mean, someone like me who does a general practice could certainly, I do on a regular basis, put wills together, but depending on where you live, you could go to someone who specializes in probate, or you could go to just a general law firm and just inquire, do you do this? So that would be relatively easy to find someone who could do a will for you.
We very rarely on the program, because cases are different, law firms are different, we very rarely talk about cases, cost of cases. I don't ask you guys, hey, how much is a divorce going for these days? But generally speaking, a will in the scheme of legal things is not that costly.
It's not that costly. It's not. And
can you ballpark it for me? That's what viewers want to know.
If it's a simple will, it's usually in the neighborhood of $100 to $300.
Okay.
If it's a complex will, now you can become very expensive with it.
Of course. As with any legal matter, the more work it requires, you guys kind of work by the hour and by the case. So, but if it's a simple, I want to leave my stuff to these family members 100%, or I want to leave a little bit over here to this, that's a pretty simple thing to do. Right?
And I like to make this point. I will get calls just like Tim will at times, people that want a will, power of attorney, something like that. And if it is a complex situation, Tim's exactly right. You want to get to someone that knows that field, knows the law, and there's changes in the law. And you may pay more, and sometimes people kind of brush back and like, I don't want to pay more. And I tell people, you can a lot of times you can pay more on the front end and make sure it's done right, or you're going to pay on the back end. And so sometimes it's worth it to go ahead and pay up front and make sure that if it's a complex situation, that all the T's are crossed, I's are dotted. To make sure everything is taken care of for you, because this is your belongings, your family you're talking about.
Yeah, and I would say, Mike, the worst thing that you could do, is just go on the internet and print up a form. I've had people bring me forms that are just general forms, and there's nuances in each state. That, I mean, everything can be pretty much uniform, but then there's these little nuances in each state that you may have something that will work in Mississippi, but this won't work in Alabama.
I see.
So printing up something off the internet, just a form, that a general form, is not a good idea.